finish work and you cook, Netflix will decide. You have to make some decisions because you have power as a divine spirit. You have, as a mature mind, you have what is called exousia, the power of choice. So you can't keep your marriage alive if you don't decide first that you want to be married. Some of us are in marriage, but you don't want to be married. Your actions tell you to be married.
Yeah.
If you are a man here, your actions are telling me you don't want to be married. With how you keep denigrating your spouse, you don't want to be married. With how abusive you don't want to be married. Sir, you do not want to be married. You have a roaming eye. You have not decided that this thing I have, this little light of mine, I will let it shine. You are looking for big light. One of the things I said to myself is that my husband is, you cannot describe my husband. The first word you can't use to describe him is fun. I've settled that one. You can say, hey, I'm someone guy, so much fun. No, but dependable, consistent. So, meaning that there's no fun anybody has outside that catches me. Because I have
That's right.
The entire package.
You have settled it, yeah.
I've settled it. Settled it. It's settled.
You know, it's incredible to know that people are in relationship, like you said, but their decision has dwindled, right? The decision is not as strong as it were probably because of the seasons of marriage that they are in. Okay, I would say that your decision to love, your decision to remain, your decision to be exciting, to evolve should be unconditional. Remember, you want to make things better. You want to bring restoration. You want to continuously keep your marriage alive. There are times in your marriage and relationship that the decision and the choice you have chosen, this man, this woman, will not be very exciting. It will not be very pleasing. And like Eden said, something else will want to make that decision for you. And I want to talk a little bit about the external intruders. Mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, cousins, nieces, nephews, bosses, business partners, your money, your career, your job, your athlete, your associate, your network, your Facebook groups, your Instagram groups, your whatever groups. If you don't have key, solid decision within you to say, you see, I'm going to do the extraordinary to make this marriage the extraordinary. I'm going to work on me. I'm going to do everything I can to love this man, this woman, to make my marriage work. If you do not do that, something is going to decide for you. And many a times, like if you remember, we started by saying, we're not talking about where you are an abusive marriage. We're not talking about where, there's threats for life. They say lots happen. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about some of those, challenges that are happening in relationship that is day to day as a result of our flaws as humans, as a result of our shortcomings as humans. That does not necessarily mean that your marriage is over. Your marriage, you should just end. You should just walk away. It's just because you lack the knowledge and the skill to navigate that period of your marriage. And if you don't know how to decide over these specific areas, someone is going to decide for you. Something is going to decide for you. And unfortunately, it might not end up entirely well. I want you to know that you decided to marry, right? You decided to fall in love. You decided to be in this relationship. For whatever reason, you have to also decide to get the fire back. Right. You have to walk the walk. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't just talk the talk. Walk and walk and walk and keep at it. I can tell you, in no time, you'll be so amazed how your marriage will turn around completely. We have a couple of questions here. Maybe we'll just look at that very quickly. We have one saying, I will love someone who is polygamous in nature. Okay, hey, my goodness, which one is this one? Let me see. Okay, look at the question. Let's see. Okay. Will you love someone who is polygamous in nature? okay, will you love someone that is polygamous in nature, in the sense that is maybe a serial cheat, or he has several mistresses? I think probably that's what the person meant. Eden, do you want to just start on that one?
Context is very important. That question doesn't give the proper context. If you say, "Will you love someone who is polygamous in nature?" What does that even mean? Are there multiple wives, or is he in adultery, or is he a serial cheat? Context is very important, and that's why when we say therapy, we are not saying anybody's crazy. It's just that in a closed door coaching or counseling, context is clearer. So I don't have, but what I do know is that you can love anyone. Now, you may not like them, but there is a command to love. Agape is an unconditional love. I can love my enemies. The Bible says, love your enemies, do good to them that hurt you. So you can just, in the context of that. Now, would you remain in a relationship with someone who has been proven to have a pattern of adultery? That's a decision you have to make. However, in making that decision, consider your safety, okay? Not domestic violence is not only when someone beat up on you. I know people that are constantly in the hospital for STDs and sexually transmitted diseases.
Yeah.
I'm a virtuous woman because he's my husband. Again, if there is polygamy or a variation of sexual partners, you want to protect yourself from disease and potential death. There's a real life story of someone that I know the mom of the person. This person died because the husband was such a philanderer, and she was like, she's going to say, everybody warned her. He's not only was a philanderer, he was a predator. He was predating on people. She had an NGO. She was helping teenagers. He started, sexually preying on them. And these knowledges came to her, and she made the decision for whatever, to stay. Now, eventually he got a disease and passed it to her. And she didn't know that he already had HIV. And he knew he had HIV and was treating himself. So he's still alive as I speak. She didn't know until he became full-blown AIDS. She died. Again, context is important. Your decision to stay or remain. Again, when we talk about violence abuse in marriages, we always think only in terms of the physical scars. Some abuse are so verbal and debilitating, by the time the person survives that relationship, it takes them another 20 years of therapy to fix they are not okay. So you're asking me, should you love a person who is polygamous in nature? Yes, the Bible commands us to even love our enemies. Now, should you stay in relationship or in marriage with a polygamous person? That has to be your decision.
Yeah. Well, I think that's very straightforward. I mean, there's no point flogging that too much, but we all know very clearly a serial cheat is not a nice thing, and a lot could happen, both emotionally, physically, spiritually. There's so much damage that could happen as a result of that, right? God commands us to love everybody, but you need to be very careful, because at the end of the day, it's your life. All right. And you're just saying that because I also have an example exactly like yours, but unfortunately, both of them passed away. The guy was a serial cheat, a promiscuous, dangerous adulterer, and he got the HIV. Unfortunately, he passed it on to the wife, and then he died first. I think 4 weeks later, she died. And they have about 4 kids, which is being shared across the board for their family members to look after them. So we need to be very, very careful, because at the end of the day, what you allow will affect you in different ways. Okay, let's look at this other question. He said, can a choleric and a sanguine marry?
Absolutely. Yeah. 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 You can marry anyone, but just the peculiar use challenges. I am a mindset coach. I'm very big on words. I teach affirmations for a living, and I use that. So I don't want to use challenges, but know the opportunities that interaction will create. If both of you are sunny side of life, and one is sunny side of life, and the other one is sunny side of life, you might have a clash. Take inventory of your collective strengths. Also, take inventory of your weaknesses and just know how both of you are willing to compromise to make sure that my weakness doesn't create crisis for you and your weakness doesn't create crisis for me. If both of you are A type, that means you would always have that loggerhead. You know, there's no nurturer who wants to stay back. Both of you might be pioneering and visionary, and that itself is not bad. It just means that both of you have to be mutual and agreeable in how you decide to make it a win for both of you.
Absolutely. Very, very important.
Even the opposites that attract, eventually, those same things that attracted you to your spouse begin to irritate you. So there's no combination of temperament that will not work. Now there are combinations that are easier. When a sanguine has a melancholy, because one's weakness is the other one's strength. The other person's weakness. When a choleric has, in my case, I'm not a full choleric, but again, but you get the point. It's easy. Even when there is easy, you will still eventually, after the, oh my God, you compliment me, you will still find friction. So extroverted people that are doing such a good job, but both of them are invested in knowing. They know their strengths, they know their weakness. Both of you are expressive, both of you are talkative, both of you like to have your way, both of you have the tendency to be flirtatious, both of you are outdoor, adventurous, high impulse, risk takers. So you must know how to mitigate that. To not know, to be informed is to be powerful.
That's right. Absolutely. I think that's key. Now there's another one here saying that when a man or a woman say they want or need peace, what do they mean? Do they mean the same? Need and want peace.
Because my background is communication, I know they don't mean the same. Now, most people, their background is not communication. So they sometimes they say, this person telling you that they want and me, they might not know that those things are different. But let me tell you what it means. When someone needs something, it's just that they're telling you that I can't function without peace. Meaning peace is intrinsic to my mental, emotional well-being. It's my strategy. If I don't have peace, I cannot function. When they're telling you that they want peace, even if they can function in a place that is not peaceful, they're asking you that for that season, peace is important to them. I happen to be a person that needs peace, especially in the last 5 years of my life. After I survived cancer, I announced in my house, I said, peace is the most important thing for me. I can go out of somewhere that is exciting if it's not peaceful. So I think you might want to ask the person, don't take it as rejection. Not everything is rejection. Not everything is rejection. If your spouse is telling you that they need peace, they're asking for space so that they can breathe. I'm that kind of person. I'm very available, but when I'm trying to, because I'm a creative person, I'm always teaching. So when I'm trying to debrief, and my husband is going on and on, even though he's the calmer person, but he's asking me, do you know where this cup is? I'm like, my love, please. I want to reinvigorate. So maybe they don't have healthy space. And please, space is not a bad word in marriage. The African woman and man does not understand the concept of space. We have been culturally raised to not respect space. How do I know? When I want to talk to you as a Nigerian or an African or something, I'm in your space. We don't know 6 feet. Without social distance, most of us do not know the concept of space. We have no boundaries. Boundaries is something that most of us of African descent, we're not raised with. So we project those things in marriage. You can be close and still respect boundaries. Mornings are sacred to me. Mornings are so sacred to me. My husband is such an early riser. By the time I'm waking up, he has gone off. He's already talking. When I wake up, don't tell me anything. Give me 15 minutes to be Eden, daughter of God. Eden, child of God, not mother, not father, not wife. And it took me a while to consistently, graciously communicate until they got it. So when I woke up, I don't want to do mommy or daddy. I lock myself up, and he has learned to respect it. My husband can be he's a night person. So when it's time to go to bed, I see him with his earphone, listening to contemporary music or whatever he's listening to. That is his moment to debrief. I respect that moment. Then when I've left him to debrief, then I interject and say, babe, let's go to bed. If your husband is crying out, or your spouse, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, is asking for peace and space, what they are telling you is that you're encroaching my boundaries. I'm losing myself in this marriage. As much as this marriage is powerful, I don't want to lose myself. I still want to invigorate. I've said it before. A whole human being becomes a whole spouse. A whole human being becomes a whole wife or a whole mother. I said it before. If Eden is not whole, she will not be a whole wife. If Eden is she will not be a whole mother. It's important that we begin to prioritize our spouse's mental health, their emotional health. Sometimes your wife is tired. It's nothing to do with you. She doesn't want to talk. She just needs space to breathe. So I want us to that might be a deeper conversation, but for whoever is asking the question, I want to ask my spouse, you say you want peace. What does it look to you? What?
Exactly. That's exactly what I wanted to say.
Exactly. Yeah. My love, you say you want peace. What does it look like to you? Like
What is it? What is it? What is exactly is this thing called peace? I don't know. I want to understand because
you. Yes.
Yeah, we might give a lot of valid point here, and then you just assume that our point here is exactly what he or she needs, but it might not be. Do you understand? So it is very important to ask, what is peace? Okay, it's just like you said. My wife in the evening, after with her cooking or whatever, we do all things. She just want to have some time alone before we go to bed. And then I'm in the office here, just where I am. And then she's up there and she want to look at, maybe watch Netflix, or she want to do it. At that point, she's just unwinding, right? I don't want to disturb that. I know the interesting thing is, okay, when she's ready, she'll say, where are you? Come up now. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine that? When all the energy everywhere is ready, thou faithful servant of God, come, for the garden is ready. And you expect me to come be in this office. What am I doing there? What is this? I'm running away from this place to go and meet my darling. So try to find out what exactly is this thing called peace for them. Because I will give you my own definition of peace, and it may not be his own definition or her own definition of peace. So find out, because these things are dynamic. They are not static. They are not just black and white. They are very gray as well, right? So guys, we have to cut it here. Remember, I told you earlier that it's going to be 4 for the next 4 days. We're having Eden again tomorrow. We're also going to have Taye Aluko tomorrow. It's going to be so incredible. We're going to be talking about how to connect emotionally with your spouse daily. Hey, and we're going to go a little bit of trauma healing. Yeah, we have the trauma experts in the house. So we're going to look at some of those emotional reprinting and rearranging and realigning and retemplating.
Welcome.
You understand?
Yes, I'm a healer.
Yeah. So we're going to look into that tomorrow. It's going to be very, very powerful. We have on Saturday as well, and also we'll have on Sunday. But I will just let Eden talk about his program. If Toby is here, Hannah, and please, let's put Eden's, let's put our Instagram handle, okay, so that people will get there to reach out to her for her program that is coming up, and then we can wrap up. Yes, up to you, Eden.
Guys, it's been fun. God just is mindful of you, because God laid it on Chinda's for us to do a relationship marathon and a marriage healing. Everything is going to be covered in the next couple of days. So if you missed it again, my name is Eden A. Onwuka. Onwuka on every platform. I'm Eden A. Onwuka. I'm a Maxwell Leadership Certified Relationship and Mindset Coach. I help women cultivate healthy relationships so that they can enjoy emotional harmony. Without emotional harmony, they won't have productive lives. And I do this through my speaking, teaching, and my books, okay? I'm a John C. Maxwell certified coach. Like I said, I'm a member of the Forbes Coaches Council. I'm trained in neuro-linguistic programming and a practitioner with well-versed in trauma healing and emotional freedom technique. I want women, more women and men, to live from their core. I want more women to work in divine purpose, to become all God has created them to be. So my mastermind, my yearly virtual mastermind, A Woman and a Half 3.0, starts June 1st. Registrations open May 23rd. Guys, don't walk right in, jump right in. It fills up faster, where you have 6 intense weeks with me. Impartation, transformation, reinvigoration, healing, and I'll have guest experts, tutors coming in. We're going to be working with my signature 5R framework. So there is no part of you that will not have that healing. The 5R framework: redemptive, your spirituality; reflective, your mind; restorative, emotions; revenue, your money and your relationship. So welcome to follow me on Instagram, and please join us in this A Woman and a Half. And what's A Woman and a Half? It's for the woman who wants to be more and will not settle for less. Back to you, Chinda.
Wow. Guys, 23rd has to be the day you're looking forward to. So that is why you need to make sure you're following Eden. Look forward to that. It's going to be a transformation that you've never experienced before. And I'm telling you, when you come out, your husband, he will say, thank you for this one. You are totally repaired. You are repaired. You are completely repaired. Let us start again. So it's important for you to take advantage of that. Really, really important. And I also want to say that, I like us to get some feedback. Tell us how we've done today. So Toby, please, can you put that link? Okay, let's have some feedbacks on one is Google, one is back. Just write some feedback there. Just what is the key thing that you've taken away from here? What are you going to be doing differently? How did you see it? We're meeting tomorrow again. You see the flyer will be going up. I'm gonna save this. It's gonna go up tonight for tomorrow. We'll have another one on Saturday. We have on Saturday is it compulsory to marry? Hey! That is fire.
You don't want to miss any of this, and follow all the speakers. I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
And we are not giving you something we are not experiencing.
That's right.
I know that personally. He has a good marriage. I have a good marriage. None of our marriages are perfect, but every day these are two people that are deciding to live out the fullness of their divine purpose and to nurture their marriage. And that's why we decided to focus on family and growth. Chinda, I want you to. I feel I have that there's something like a last punchline you want to give to them. I don't know. I'm just feel like there's something you want to release. For a blessing.
I want to say something that is very important. Okay. To eventually and continuously make your relationship transformative and alive. It's just the 3 things I would like you to do. Number 1, continuously find yourself every day. Continuously find yourself every day. Can I tell you, the you of 2022 will not be you of 2025, of 2020, of 2010, will not be you of 2037 or 2040. You will change. You will evolve. That is why you need to be intentional to capture every stage of you, because you will evolve. So continuously find yourself. The more you find yourself, the more you show up strong, powerful, stable, and ready to give the love in 1 Corinthians 13. Absolutely important. And then number 2, feed yourself. You see, Jesus said you should love your neighbor as yourself. If you cannot love yourself, then how can you even love your neighbor in the first place? That's number 2. And also, look for every avenue to feed you, to develop you, to grow, to get better. We'll talk about evolving. Continuously grow, continuously evolve. This is so critical. As you discover new aspects of you, wow, feed that aspect of you. And the pre-existing aspect of you that you have found out, feed that aspect of you. It can be like coaching, seminar, event, mentorship, going back to school, whatever it is that is going to help you to keep becoming better and better and better, please do not relent, because your marriage will never remain the same. And finally, fight yourself. I didn't say you should fight your spouse.
Yourself.
I didn't say fight yourself.
Fight your former version that is trying to put you in the past. Constantly fight who you used to be. So that's right. Kinder version of your kind, a kindest version of your kinder. Fight yourself.
That's right. Absolutely. So your old version. You know the interesting thing? Right now, Eden current version and my version. By end of this year, by end of next year, this version is old.
That's true.
This version is old. So you do not expect Chinda and Eden to continue to operate on this version of today in May 2022. We have to go to the next version of us. And how do we do that? We continue to fight this old to get better. Because what is the Bible say? We're looking forward for a greater, a better glory, not just the former. So you continuously fight any aspect of you that is hindering growth. Okay? The aspect of you that is not helping you to become the best version of you. Do you have to leave an association? Do you have to stop a particular thing? Is it a habit that you know exactly?
You also have to outgrow some friends, if those friends are analog.
Absolutely. Very, very true. There are people that, unfortunately, it's nothing prideful here. It's nothing like show off. But it's just that your newer version of you is not able to accommodate this lower aspect that others have continuously wanted to remain there. So in summary, number one, find yourself continuously. Number two, feed the aspect of you that you have found every day, every week, every month until you continuously grow. And number three, fight your old self. Fight those your habits. Fight those your flaws. Fight those your shortcomings that is stopping you. Either the way you talk, the way you behave, the way you act, and all those old parts of you that don't want to be exciting, don't want to be romantic, don't want to think outside the box. Continuously fight it. By the time you do that, you'll be amazed where you are going to be. That is it for me. And also, just to let you know, on Sunday, the version of how to create and maintain a satisfying marriage is going live, and we are doing it with Eden on Sunday. That day the cards will be open, so you don't want to miss what is coming. And it's going to be an incredible discount for those that are going to be here live on Sunday when the cards will be open. So please stick around, because what is coming, I don't want to talk too much on there. You will see for yourself when that day comes. So wonderful, Eden. I'm excited. I'm happy. Just say one or two things to the guys before we'll let you go and meet your twinnies.
I'm going to say last word, and I'm going to just release a prayer. Is that okay?
Yes.
So the last word I wanted to say to you, if you choose him or her once, you can choose them again. I know this word was for someone. I'm speaking to you, sir. You chose her once. You can choose her again. You once chose her. You can make that choice again. And if you're a girl, you chose him. You can choose him again. I just put this word in my spirit, and I'm speaking life now. Father, we speak and release the highest frequency of love, highest frequencies of peace, highest frequency of healing and mercy and forgiveness. Let love be released in 1,000 and 2,000 and 10,000. Let there be an overflow, a blanket, a covering of love to every family represented here. Every union represented here, let we release love and peace and healing in Jesus. Amen. Thank you.
Amen. Amen. Wow. Wow, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I believe you've had a lot of value. The only way I'm going to know that you've got something from this, this life, you need to share far and far with all your friends, all your colleagues. Share it on WhatsApp, share it in groups. This can just bring marriages back to life, restoration, healing, and deliverance. When you share, you will get more. But when you hoard, it's just about me, just about me. Look at us. What we have done here today, we could easily charge £1,000 for this section per person. But just think about the level of content to transform your marriage and relationship we have got given completely for you. Then I don't know why you will not want somebody else to hear about this. Tell your friends, tell those that are married, those that are not married. Tomorrow we are talking about how to connect emotionally with your spouse daily. On Saturday, we are also going to be looking at, is it compulsory to marry? Okay. And then on Sunday, can you do without sex in marriage? Hey. Fire. So please, I want to encourage everybody to show up, and I cannot wait. Eden, I love you. Oh my goodness, it's always a pleasure having you together. And when God just dropped that in my mind, I said, look, we gotta do this. And it's only God will know the depth of what has happened here today. But I believe there have been healing, there have been deliverance, there have been restoration, there have been eye-opening, and marriages will continue to flourish. So we look forward to tomorrow, and I cannot wait to see everybody. Thank you so much. God bless you all, and we cannot wait to see you again.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.